Hi, my name's Glenn. I'm the acupuncturist and martial arts instructor, and today I'd like to continue on with my videos about five element theory, and in particular the 5 different personality types. So today let's start with the first one, which is fire. So I'm going to be reading from a list, and the reason I'm reading from a list is I'm going to go through all the same points for all 5 different personality types in each of the 5 different videos. So let's try and get this right. It starts with CSEO, colour, sound, emotion and odour. And yes, I did say odour. So colour, the colour is red. And you can normally see the colours just around the sides of the eyes, around the corners of the mouth. And you can see this irrespective of skin tone or skin colour. You can always see these colours. And oddly, and they tell you this is going to happen when you're in training, you know, your tutors say you might see a flash of colour across someone's face if you're treating a particular element, and you do see that. And like many things in acupuncture, they say it's going to happen, and it does. And even now, it's still a bit of a surprise. Sound. The sound is laughter. There's always a giggle at the end of each thing they say. And in particular, we got something called inappropriate laughter, like, oh, this really hurts, ha 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 ha, or this is really painful, ha 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 ha, and then this terrible thing happened, ha 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 ha. So like all things in Chinese medicine, it's a yin and yang thing. It's either too much or too little of, and you can just quite simply tell when someone's used to laughing, but they're not, because they've been hurt so much. Now, an additional thing I'd say with fire is they've got this incredible ability to giggle, and it bubbles up from somewhere really deep, and it's really infectious, and only fire can giggle in this way, and it's really very, very infectious and wonderful to be around. And it happens a lot if you're around a fire CF. The emotion, as I said earlier, it's joy or lack of joy. So this is the overriding guiding emotion that they look to achieve. Odour, it's scorched, and you can tell. Sometimes you can get this odour, and the odours for each of the 5 elements are usually stronger the more the element is in distress. This is what we call illness or ill health, because quite simply illness or ill health is the body's cry for help. And when we're looking at 5 element theory, it could be an emotions cry for help. Right, so when the fire element is balanced, it supports our ability to give and receive love with appropriate emotional distance. Know when it's appropriate to open up and when it's wise to hold back. Choose how much to share in different kinds of relationships. So when you get those people who tell you everything all at once, all the time, and you've only just met them, then you know that there's something going wrong. And from our perspective, it's clinical information that the element is out of balance. When fire is imbalanced, common struggles may include difficulty giving or receiving love and warmth. This is what happens when they get hurt. They can just close up. Emotional highs and lows, because they're looking for joy, and the more out of balance they are, the more they look for joy. If you have a high, you're going to have a low. Yin and yang, you've got to try to stay as much in the centre as you can. But as I say, the more out of balance you are, the more this happens. And this is why we have a full range of emotions for the other emotions to bring everything into control. Challenges with closeness and intimacy. This is obviously a result of someone being hurt. They just don't want to know. A reduced sense of happiness and ease within oneself. Yes, fire in particular, it really is all about being happy. And for the other elements, it's important, but it's not as important. So basically the reason that's there is because it's clinical information, but it's something that a fire CF is much more vulnerable and receptive to. Clarity of thought. Now, clarity of thought goes to the functions of the organs, the physiological functions of the organs. So they have all of the same functions in Western medicine as they do in Eastern medicine, cardiac output. But they have additional functions in Eastern medicine, and that being to order the thoughts and have clarity of thought. So if the heart isn't as happy as it can be if the person's been hurt, or they get very anxious, it overwhelms all the other functions of the heart, and that could be its additional function of having clarity and structure. As well as cardiac output, so people who, fire CFs in particular, who get really upset, they tend to get cold extremities, cold fingers, cold toes. Common questions fire CFs may ask themselves. Am I lovable? Yes, it's a very, very common question they ask themselves, and if you think of all the love songs about this, and in fact I would say that most creatives, most artists in particular, are fire CFs because it's such a powerful emotion. And here we have a clear indication of what the emotions do. They basically move us to do things. So, am I lovable? Yes, a very, very common question for a fire CF. Why do my emotions swing so much? It's because they're looking for emotional highs. So there has to be an emotional low. You can't stay up there all the time. It would then, not unless there's something wrong, not unless there's some kind of mental health issue, which if you stay in emotion for too long can develop. How do I genuinely connect with others? This is something they're looking to do all the time. They're looking for intimate relationships. They want to draw closer to people. So this is a very fire CF, constitutional factor, personality type issue. When I say CF, what I mean in this instance is personality type. How do I find real happiness? Once again, it just fits in with the profile. They are looking for happiness all the time. And the answer must be in knowing oneself and finding the balance between all 5 of the emotions. Behavioural, if I could speak English it would be great. Behavioural patterns that can show up with a fire imbalance. Compulsively cheerful or miserable. Yin and yang, extremes, too much, too little. Open and overly sociable, closed and isolated. Vulnerable or overprotective. Volatile or flat. So I guess my question to you, does any of this resonate with you? Do you think that maybe you are a fire personality? Or do you know one? And the reason I'm asking these questions is I want to start to get you ready to be able to identify what personality you are, because self-knowledge is power, and start to understand what emotional patterns, what CF, what personality pattern the people around you are. The reason being is once you understand it, you have the potential to make each and every interaction with everyone so much easier and so much smoother. So I'm going to post what I'm reading from in the notes for this video, and I'm going to continue with this for each of the other 4 elements, and then at the very end what I'll do another video which talks about all the things that I use as a clinician to identify a CF. So that's it for now, and until the next time.